Okay, so Season 1 is just around the corner. In literally a couple of hours, we are going to be seeing Season 1 dropped. And with Season 1, they're going to be introducing the brand new Ranked mode and Warzone integration into Black Ops 6. So with that, we're going to have a whole bunch of new weapons to be using in these game modes. And I kind of just wanted to go over a few that I think are pretty good. As you can see, I'm Master Prestige already. I have both Mastery camos. So I know a thing or two about grinding the game. And hopefully, with these classes that I give you guys can start frying and either rank up or just have more fun while playing the game. Before we do jump into the classes though, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn them notifications on so you never miss another one of these uploads. Let's jump into the first class. Okay, so to start things off, I'm going to be using the first weapon that you unlock in the game. You get it by default. As soon as you earn creator class, you get the XM4. So a lot of people are going to be wanting to use this gun, and I personally think it is still one of the most viable options in the game. So to start things off, we're going to be using the Kepler Microflex. I just think this sight's pretty good. It's probably one of the best ones, but you can choose whatever sight you want. I just think a regular red dot's pretty good. Also, if you want one that's a little bit more zoomed in, a little bit better at longer ranges, then use the K&S red dot. Moving on to the muzzle, we're going to be chucking the suppressor on for obvious reasons, just gets rid of the minimap stuff. You can go ahead and use the compensator, but this thing doesn't have much recoil at all, so I like to just use the suppressor. For the barrel, pretty much every gun right now is crazy good with the reinforced barrel, so we're going to go ahead and chuck that on. It boosts your damage range and your bullet velocity, and it's just overall a great attachment. For the underbarrel, I like to use the vertical grip. Some people like to use precision. I just think the vertical is a little bit better. Now, this all depends on your playstyle, but me personally, I want to have more bullets in the mag. I want to be able to shoot more bullets, so I'm going to chuck on the extended mag 1. You can chuck on 2, but you will lose ADS speed, reload quickness, and sprint to fire speed. Plus, losing all that just for 15 bullets isn't really worth it. But if you don't want the extended mag, you can go ahead and chuck on either the recoil springs, the rapid fire. You could chuck on a stock if you wanted to, or you could chuck on a rear grip. It's completely up to you. This is the best setup in my opinion for the XM4, and it should be pretty good in Warzone as well. Next up is an SMG, the one that you unlock instantly off creator class as well, the C9 or the MP5. And this is very similar to the last build. We're going to be chucking on the suppressor again, but this time with the barrel, we're going to be changing it up a little bit, and we're going to be chucking on the long barrel just for the extra damage range. I've noticed it helps a lot. For the underbarrel, again, we're going to be going with the vertical foregrip. With this on, it basically makes this gun have 0 recoil. You're going to be struggling a lot to have any sort of recoil on this gun when you chuck this attachment on. Next up, we want to go ahead for the magazine, chuck on the extended mag 1, extra 10 bullets because we only have 30 bullets in the mag. Boosting that to 40 makes it so much more viable. And this time for the rear grip, we're going to be chucking on the Commando rear grip, so we get the extra ADS speed and the sprint to fire speed. This is probably the perfect build if you're trying to run and gun, if you're trying to play close quarters. This gun absolutely shreds. And like I mentioned, it has like no recoil, so even if you get into a bit of a longer distance fight, you should be completely fine to fight that. Next up is the Model L. I have the STG variant on right now. That's why it probably looks different to your guys' one. But for the muzzle, we're going to go ahead and chuck on the suppressor again. It's actually just the best in the game. And again, for the barrel, the reinforced barrel for that bullet velocity and damage range is going to help a lot. Now, this thing has barely any recoil as it is, but we're going to go ahead and chuck on the vertical foregrip just so we have absolutely no recoil. And then for the magazine, we have the extended mag 1. Again, just boost them bullets up a little bit. And finally, the Commando grip for the ADS and sprint to fire speed. Now, this is sort of a perfect mix of an SMG and an AR. It can still fry at long ranges, but it's still pretty good and can handle its own up close. Especially if you learn how to move with the brand new Omni movement, you could definitely cook up with this class, and it's one of the better guns and more enjoyable guns that I've used so far. Next up, we have the Tanto 22. Now, this gun has been floating around. If you haven't seen, this is genuinely a 3-shot kill in MP, so I can only imagine how good it's going to be in Warzone as well. Starting things off, we're not going to have a muzzle on this. We're just going to have a barrel. And that one, of course, is going to be the reinforced barrel. It's still just crazy good, even on SMGs. Next up, for the underbarrel, we're going to change things up. We're using the Ranger foregrip for that recoil control and sprint and movement speed. And once again, the extended mag 1 will be used on this build. For the stock, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the balanced stock for the aim movement speed, hip fire movement speed, and strafing movement speed. Overall, this is just going to allow you to absolutely move around the map. And the most key and vital part about this is on the fire mod. It is the rapid fire attachment. Now, you lose some recoil control, some bullet velocity, and some damage range, but it's fine because you recoup that with your other attachments, and the fire rate that you gain on this with this attachment is absolutely insane. This is probably a very fun build if you're looking to run around the map a lot, trying to drop high kill games, stuff like that. This could be the gun that you want to use. Okay, so next up is the Jackal PDW. I'm using the VMP Elite version, so it might look slightly different once again, but we're going to start off with the suppressor again this time. For this specific version of the gun, I'm going to be using the long barrel. It just looks so much better in my opinion. But if you want the actual absolute best and you don't care how the gun looks, you don't care about the actual variant, then go ahead and use the reinforced barrel if you want, or if you want the extra damage range, then use the long barrel. Now for the underbarrel, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the vert grip again. Just the best in the game, I think. And once again, for the magazine, extended mag 1, it just gives you that 40 bullet range. I think that's like the best mix. And for the rear grip, we're going to go ahead and chuck on the commando grip, gives you that ADS and sprint to fire speed, and that is the entire build. And as I mentioned, I am using the VMP variant. I think it's absolutely amazing. The iron sights on this thing is fantastic. It's definitely got the most appealing sight in the game, I think, with the iron sights anyway. The scopes themselves aren't that crazy this year, so having a gun that has a nice iron sight makes a nice change. So there we have it, 5 loadouts in this video that I've shown you guys. Hopefully you can use these and actually absolutely fry with them, whether it's on Warzone, whether it's on rank. Hopefully you boys do enjoy using these guns. If any of these classes you use and you actually enjoy them or you get on well with them, let me know down below in the comments. Obviously leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on so you never miss out on another one of these videos, and I will catch you boys in the next one.